So is there any kind of checklist, let's say unofficial checklist, since we're the unofficial Sage podcast, that any organization who thinks they need to start evaluating some of these tools out there in the marketplace, whether it be Sage or some of these other competitors that Matt mentioned, is there any kind of checklist that they can kind of start with to go, okay, here are the core pieces I should really be thinking about as I go through this process of evaluating these tools?
Yeah, no, there definitely is. So you're right. I work in this space all the time, helping companies evaluate intact, and I've seen a lot of different things in the time that I've been doing this. So I kind of want to take it before you start talking to competitors and organizations, because that's where I think the work begins. So I kind of have 6 steps that I want to talk through. The first being, gather requirements. You're probably already doing this when you're working in QuickBooks or various other systems. You think to yourself, man, it would be better if my system did this, or man, it would be better if I had a cloud-based system because I'm tired of logging onto a server. You're probably already thinking about those things, but just write them down. I think that's probably the first thing. And then the second is, in a team meeting, ask your team, because they're having thoughts as well during their different AP processes, their AR processes, that you may not know about it, because they don't tell you. So just ask. Once you kind of have a list of, okay, I'm looking for XYZ, and this is kind of what I want to stay in budget, go ahead and rank those. So having a cloud-based solution may be higher than having a system that has a payroll function inside the system. Because it's very hard to find what we call the unicorn in systems. You're really not going to find a system that can do everything you need to. What's done nowadays is just being able to connect in other systems so that you can kind of do that. So go ahead and identify your top priorities, rank them. And through that, you kind of create a requirements matrix. And it's going to look and feel kind of how you look and feel. But you're going to provide this to your team and say, what do you think about this? You're going to get their feedbacks, make changes if need to. But what you're going to have by the end of that is a document it has everything you're looking for, and so that you can start researching your options. So the easiest place to go is online, but that is a scary, scary place. So there are a couple of sources that we recommend that you look at, like G2, Trust Radius. These are 2 sites that you'll hear me talk about a lot, but that's where end users can go out and put reviews and comments on software. Also, I think a really underutilized group that you can talk to is your trusted advisors. So your CPAs. They've seen a lot of accounting systems, and they can kind of give their recommendations onto what accounting system they might think you should use. As well as talk to your friends, your groups. I know down here in Louisiana, we have a CFO, controller accounting group, that people get together. They talk about all things accounting, and systems is one of them. So once you kind of have that, then you can start excluding options. So if you're looking for a system that does really well in project accounting, okay, you can scratch off. You can scratch off the ones that don't. So then you kind of have a short list of 3 or 4. And then you engage with shortlist solutions. So you've done your research, you kind of know what you're talking about. Provide the matrix to them so that they can see what you're looking for. It'll make it a lot easier, and you have to evaluate them. And unfortunately, this is a long part of the process, because if your shortlist is 3 or 4, then you're sitting in 3 or 4 demos, 3 or 4 discoveries, 3 or 4 proposal review calls. So you're going to have to put in the time, but if you think about it, putting in this time now is going to help you and save you time later, because you're not doing manual work anymore. You are in a system that works for you instead of against you.